TJ Downing for Stark Media here at the Women's Lacrosse Championship here inside of the GMAC. Walsh Cavaliers on campus here today taking on the Tiffin Dragons. Actually 7-0 here right now with about 5 minutes left in the first quarter. And I'm joined by Athletics Communications Director Christina Paone, also girls and men's golf coach here. And kind of a special time for you, not only to see some of your girls out here that you work with on a daily basis competing for the GMAC Championship, but you've got some pretty good things going on with the golf team right now. You guys have qualified for regionals. That's a first in the D2 era. Talk about these girls, talk about the season as a whole and what this really means for the program.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty excited about it. It's something that the senior class has been working towards since their freshman year. Our conference is extremely competitive, in women's golf, not only our conference but our region in general. So knowing that this was our end goal, they knew that they had to really put in the work. And so for us, we've just kind of been notching away at it for the past couple of years. Last year they put together a really good season and fell just short at the end of qualifying for regionals, so they had a little chip on their back. This year when they came into the season and they started the fall off with a win at Youngstown State in the Division II bracket there, so momentum was moving for us right off the jump, and they just kind of kept it rolling throughout the whole year. They were ranked 7th in their region after the fall season, which is the best we've ever been ranked in Division II, and so they knew they had to put in the work in the off season to kind of keep that moving as we entered the spring. And we went down to Tampa in March for our event down there that we hosted, and they did it, and they continue to do it. And so I think that for me as a coach, it's pretty exciting to see that they've all come together and kind of built this as one, and I'm so proud of them.
Well, you're talking about Tampa right now, and it's literally, I don't know if we've cracked 50 degrees here on this fall afternoon in the spring, the first week of May. Kind of crazy, but I guess the one thing that may be crazy for a lot of people that have followed Walsh, that have, been around the athletics program for the last 20, 25 years, talk about the navigation, and it's probably pretty cool for you as a former player, now coaching, and also doing the communications part of this deal, going from D2, previously NAIA, previously, what was it, American when you played?
We were NAIA when I played here.
Okay, there was another deal that you guys were in, so it's been a progress between those two. What's that all look like?
It's just that. It's a process. And so when I played here, we were NAIA. We were very competitive. I was on the first women's team here my freshman year. So just to kind of be at the start of it then, and then to see how much we've grown now, it's pretty cool to be a continuous part of that. But again, competing in Division II is intense. And so when we made that jump, for our program at least, we didn't really know what to expect. So those first couple of years for us, especially competing in the GLIAC, which is powerhouse schools, we had to just find our footing, and we did. But then when we moved to the GMAC a couple of years ago, we felt more comfortable in that space competing week in and week out with those schools. So for us, it's just been a constant thing every single year. We set our goals, we know what we need to do. Recruiting is a really big part of that. I'm really fortunate that I have recruited really well. A lot of local girls are on my program. Stark County Golf, if you follow, is pretty high caliber and has been for quite some time. So very fortunate that those players have chosen Walsh as their home to kind of get us to where we need to be. So.
As I'm sitting here with Christina Paone, women's golf coach, men's golf coach, and also athletic communications director here at Walsh University, I guess I can toot your own horn over here. You talked about when you competed here. Now, you guys have qualified for the regionals in D2, but you guys qualified for the national championships when you played here, and I know you were kind of the powerhouse player, but what are some of your fondest memories being out there on the course, some of your teammates? Do you still have a lot of those relationships that you talk with those girls now?
Absolutely. I think it's cool for me because they're all still following what the program is doing now. And some of my players know them on a personal level, so just to kind of see their continuous support is really cool. They motivate the girls. They come around to our golf outing this summer, and just show continuous support for us. But I mean, for me to see how much women's golf in general has grown, as a sport and in this area since I was in high school, you know, is all the fuel I need for my fire, because I just want to continue to grow that within our sport. So playing golf here was some of the best years of my life. We literally had a tremendous program. All of the girls were local from Stark County. Jeff Young, the basketball coach, was our coach for that first season, which is like kind of crazy. And he pulled together a really solid group of girls. And we came in, and golf was still just kind of really evolving around here. And, you know, we won our conference. I think all 4 years that we were here, we went to nationals twice. So to just see what that experience is like is what I always try to tell my girls. Like, you have to just taste that opportunity one time, and you will never not want to be a part of something that big. And so here we are today.
Kind of funny, I just talked to a wrestling coach and a former wrestler who was inducted to the Stark County Hall of Fame the other day, Mike Mattingly from Lake, and he has transitioned from wrestling coach to golf coach at Lake at the JV level, and JY going from the going from golf to the basketball court. Man, he's had some success. And,
for sure.
Really, athletics as a whole has had a lot of success around here, and you know, credit to the facilities. You know, you got the Larry Stout Field, you've got William and Kathleen Brockler press box. I mean, this is beautiful up here. Man, the campus has really kind of come to life. How have you seen the vibe change with your just with the student body coming out and supporting the different events and packing the house in there for those basketball games? I know JY loves that, but it's a great feeling to be on campus, right?
It is, and I think for me, being here for so long as I have, just to see that constant.
You're a lifer.
I am a lifer. I know.
You're not going anywhere.
No, my goal is to stay here. So, but just to kind of like see Walsh grow as a whole, you know, as a university, the student body, athletics, everything is getting bigger every single year. For me, working every single day with, you know, our staff and our student athletes is what keeps me going. We're very fortunate to be so blessed with incredible coaches here, and to be able to support our student athletes like I do is awesome. And they support each other, which I think is, you know, a testament to their commitment to all things Walsh. You know, you come to a women's lacrosse game, and it's not uncommon to see multiple sports teams here supporting them. You go to a basketball game, same thing. We even have student athletes come out and support us in the golf course, which sounds kind of wild, cool. But you know, it's cool for them to see, and for our student athletes.
Got a little Happy Gilmore feel.
Yes, it's great. You know, they're like, what can we do? What can we not do? It's just really cool to kind of feel the camaraderie that we have here with our student athletes.
You know, for you to take over the guys program too, that's just been recently.
Yes, this is my 3rd year with the men.
And you're over 10 plus with the girls now, right?
Yes, this fall will be year 13.
How, I mean, difficulty-wise, is it just adding to the plate? For you, is it different coaching men compared to coaching the young women that you have on your team? I mean, how has that maybe changed you as a coach? What have you done differently? What have you done the same? And how has it been to be able to coach both of those teams?
An honor. I think for me, to be able to take over the men's program, at first, obviously, yeah, you're a little timid or scared what that's going to be like, but I had a really good relationship with the men that were already a part of the program before I took over, and so I think for me the transition was very seamless. But you do have to coach them differently, because they play the game of golf completely differently from one another. So for us, like sometimes when we practice, it's good for them to play together, because I think that the women can learn a lot from how the men navigate themselves on the course, and vice versa, because they all approach every single shot in a different way. And so to be able to kind of like watch how, you know, a man would, you know, approach a shot as how a woman would approach a shot, they kind of can pick up on some different things. So I think there's a lot of positives to it. When I was a student athlete here, we were so close with the men's program, and we practiced together, and sometimes we traveled together, and I really wanted to bring that back, because that was something that, you know, the men's and golf teams were missing here. So we are one family now, and as cliche as that sounds, we do everything together, you know, and I wouldn't want to either way.
Everybody puts the swords up together, right?
Sure, yes, sir.
All right, TJ Downing here for Stark Media here at the Women's Lacrosse Championships here for the GMAC. Got an 8-1 score as we just finished up the first quarter, and as we start to finish up this interview here with Christina Paone, women's and men's golf coach here at Walsh University, I'll touch on something that you just mentioned there with practice. So you guys, and you've been a huge part part of this. It's the Brother James Lacrosse indoor facility.
Yes.
Does that kind of allow for those teams, both using the facility, to be together, to work together? What does it look like on the inside of that facility? I'm sure it's got to be, with the weather that we have around here sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, when you can't get out on the golf course, to have that instrument to help in recruiting, to help your teams,
Yeah.
to the camaraderie, a place for everybody to go and just work on golf.
For sure. I think that has been a great addition to our program. So we opened that facility about 3.5 years ago. It's really nice. It's just a space only for the men's and women's golf team. So obviously we use that space for practice, but they use it for like study space or in between classes just to decompress. We have team meetings in there. When the Masters is on, we'll throw the Masters on, you know, the simulator screen and putt and work on stuff like that. So we kind of use it for a lot of different things. So it's obviously beneficial for us living in Northeast Ohio with the winter months. Just them having access to that 7 days a week is really nice. But I'll do a quick shout out to 1899 in Jackson. They have been very tremendous for our program and generous in allowing us to come and utilize that space as well sometimes in the winter. You know, we have almost 30 on our roster, so it's pretty big. And so sometimes when we're trying to get everybody together, that golf space on campus just doesn't accommodate 30 people very well. So 1899 has been very gracious with their time and space and have allowed us to come in there in the mornings, you know, when we all want to be together for practice. So sometimes you have to get creative living in Ohio, playing an outdoor sport. So
yeah, especially scheduling right now over this past week. When you're talking about baseball, softball, different sports going on. It's been difficult, but we make the best of it here in Ohio. And yeah, shout out to 1899 Golf. I was out there for my birthday.
Oh, cool.
And just a great setup, a great place to be. Definitely a little hidden treasure here in Belton Village, right down the street. So everybody should check that place out. Check out all your sponsors, everybody that's worked for you here at the university, Altman, Huntington, Bell Stores up here, the beautiful new stores up here on the corner of East End Market. Go there all the time. So through your journey here as women's golf coach, you've had some pretty talented athletes come through. You know, Jenny Tasangas, Michelle Vukovsky. Who are the girls that are making up this team right now that have kind of helped you guys have this run to qualifying for regionals? Who are the leaders? Do you do captains at the beginning of the season? And who's really stepped to the forefront as your A player?
So Madison Arlene is a senior this year. She's a North Canton grad. She had a very successful high school career. So to get her was a huge pickup for our program a couple years ago, and she's been solid since she came in as a freshman. So to add to Madison's success, we have Alexis Green.
Yep.
You know, she was a tremendous asset to our program until she graduated last year. This year we currently have Grace Thompson. She's a senior from Kent. She's an education major, so unfortunately she's not coming back for her 5th year. Madison will be coming back next year, which is awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Francesca Saberna, she's from the Toledo area. She will be coming back as her 5th year, has also been solid for us. And then the lineup is rounded out by 3 freshmen, actually, which, so we're senior and freshman class, which is kind of crazy. Emily Liptak is from Green. She also had an awesome career up there. Sophia Rosa from Perry. And then we have Sydney Hugo. She's from Thailand. So we're in a good position right now, and looking forward to having them all come back and kind of keep this train moving. So
yeah, so you've got your senior coming back, your leader, you've got a bunch of freshmen that'll be coming back behind her. What does your strategy look like now when it comes to recruiting? Because it seems, you know, typically I guess coaches, they want to have a nice little stagger, a balance, you know, between your classes. But so does that put, I guess, your strategy? Are you looking to bring in a big class? You already mentioned how many kids are on the roster.
Yeah.
What's your strategy? What's your process look like when you start to recruit? When this whole journey wraps up, hoping, crossing fingers here that it's a national championship.
That would be great to see that.
But yeah, what does your future look like here over the next couple months?
I mean, obviously you got to fill the gaps, right? You know, with Madison, Grace, and Franny, Madison and Franny coming back for their 5th year, you still need to kind of be mindful of losing them for next year. So you need to make sure that you recruit quality players that can kind of just assume those roles when those kids graduate. So It's strategic, right? You have to start looking early because the good ones go quick. So for me, it's just finding the right players athletically, but then the ones that are going to be able to come in and gel with us in everything else we do. Because if we're not successful everywhere else, doesn't matter. It's not going to carry on to what we're doing. And I think that shows because again, like the girls are a family and they get along so well, and they all have the same goal in mind, and they're all working towards that together. So.
Well, I know one thing, they'll be under good leadership. So,
Thank you so much.
Continue to
That's
do,
so kind of you.
all the best from us at Stark Media.
Thanks.
Continue to do all that you do, and
Appreciate
we'll be
that.
pulling for you guys, and just love being a part of what you guys are doing here. So,
My Kyle, you met Kyle.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Kyle qualified for regionals as an individual this year, which that kid grinds. He's legit, and I'm so happy for him. He's so deserving of this opportunity, and so he's heading to Minnesota next week to represent Walsh at the men's regional championship.
So it was kind of crazy. I saw that you guys put some stuff out there on Twitter, and you let everybody know where they can kind of check you guys out at. But I saw that you guys promoted Kyle on there, and I said, not only is he the best golfer, but he's the best engineer producer in the game. So getting it done.
Yeah. So Kyle's coming back for his 5th year next year too, which I'm over the moon about. But he's also going to be working in athletics with Alexis and us on our staff for sports information, some behind the scenes, and kind of learn,
backup engineer producer.
Yeah, like the website type of stuff. Yeah, so super proud of him and all the work he puts in, and excited for him to have this opportunity to represent us.
Okay, so you talked about where he was going, and we got to end on this.
Yeah.
The course you guys are getting ready to play.
Yeah.
In Springfield, Illinois.
Correct.
It's Panther
Creek Country Club.
What's this place all about?
I've done some research. I've talked to some other coaches that have been there. I'm told it's comparable to a course that we play, every year, which makes me excited because we really love that course.
Yeah.
A lot of water, which is okay. But the weather's going to be fabulous. It's supposed to be high 80s and sun every day.
So let's go right now.
Yep, can't ask for more there, especially the spring we've had with the weather. And then Kyle's course is in a little town in Minnesota. Winona State's hosting, so
sounds cold.
Yeah, it's actually okay. So fingers crossed it continues there. But he's the course he's at is right on the Mississippi River, so a lot of elevation changes with that course out there. It's called the Bridges. So I'm assuming there's gonna be lots of bridges throughout the course, but I've heard great things about both places. So
you guys are May 9th?
Yeah, so the women, we head out this weekend. They'll compete Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Kyle's tournament will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
All right, we'll be following along.
I appreciate that.
Where can everybody else follow along? I know you guys do your live stuff on walsh.edu.
Yep, so we'll post some things on our athletic website. You can also follow along on GolfStat. It's like a live scoring there, so every hole will be updated there for both the men's and the women's championships.
Best of luck to you.
Thanks.
Go get it done.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank
Christina
you.
Paone here with Stark Media on campus today here during the Walsh Women's Lacrosse Championship inside of the GMAC.